Jim Feist in Las Vegas, along with Hank Goldberg. Hank, good morning. I know you've got some issues to deal with, and so it's never fun.
Right.
It's never fun dealing with people that don't call you back when they're supposed to.
Yep.
I see where Atlanta and Miami, or not Miami, but Minnesota have a problem. They got COVID issues with Atlanta, closed down their facility. Got a lot of drama this year with all this stuff.
Yeah.
Minnesota's
well, they got a coaching change and a lot of other problems there. So.
Yeah. There any games that you want to? I know you're busy this morning. Any games you want to talk about?
No. I was working. There's plenty of games this week that are appealing to me. I'll tell you a game that stands out to me is the Rams. They're playing the San Francisco team that's really messed up right now. And, San Francisco's only got 2 wins this year, and they were both against the New York teams.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're 3-8-1 against the rest of the league. But they've got problems in their defensive line and in their secondary and quarterback. And the Rams right now are playing well. They've got Goff under control. He's only throwing the ball 30 times a game, playing mistake-free football. And they play well on the road, and they got Woods and Kupp and Higbee. And this game doesn't look close to me.
Yeah, no question. There's a lot of I see some little bit of money move on them. It went from 3 to 3.5, which is significant. And the 49ers are a mess. I mean, a lot of people are even questioning Garoppolo and whether he's the right guy. So.
Well, he's hurt too. He's on top of everything else, but he was terrible last week.
Sure was. The Jets, of course, they're a mess. They cut Le'Veon Bell. Gaze, of course, you and I. Well, I know you especially because you were down in Miami. You saw what he did. Look how good Tannehill is now that he got away from Gaze.
Yep. Well, Miami right now is, unless they have a letdown, but they played very well, beating San Francisco. Fitzmagic was good for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. They've got a guy named Gesicki, who was a great receiver for him. And are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Jets, they're in big trouble. They've scored 26 points in their last, I think, 4 games, and that's total. So this should be an easy game for Miami.
Yeah, I mean, does anybody ever feel comfortable laying 10 points with them, though? That's the problem.
Good games this week that we can talk about. Cleveland-Pittsburgh is a heck of a game.
Sure is.
Very competitive. Pittsburgh is playing well right now. They're plus 30 in the turnover differential, which is an enormous number. They're rushing for 140 yards a game, and they've got good receivers in Smith and Claypool. And the quarterback is playing Big Ben. He's playing mistake-free football. Cleveland, everybody loves him right now, and why shouldn't they? Who's been a big difference maker is Callahan, the line coach. Their offensive line is playing very well right now, run blocking and pass blocking. And Mayfield had a slight rib injury last week, but he's playing very well, and they got a good running game, and Landry and Johnson and Hunt and Beckham give them some good offensive weapons. This game looks like a toss-up to me.
Yeah, this is a big rivalry. The Cleveland Browns, Steelers, they hate each other. They're about a 2-hour ride from each other, even though they're in different states. They're very close. And that's a tremendous rivalry between those two. And
There's one thing that bothers me about the game for Cleveland. They haven't beaten Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh since 2003.
Yeah.
That's 18 straight trips there have been unsuccessful. The minute things go wrong, it's a here we go again.
Yeah, right. Well, someday they'll break that. They'll break that hex, but I don't know if it's this week or not. You know, the home field advantage isn't really 3 points this year with no crowd, but they're sitting there. They're laying 3.5 in this game right now. The Steelers, the total is 51, and I don't know if they're even teams or not. But you know, Pittsburgh's got some dynamic receivers, and this Claypool guy. I mean, he had what, 4 touchdowns last week?
3.
3. He had a dynamic game, tremendous game last week. Anything else? Well,
by the way, the Saints are going to do something about the no crowds. They want to move their games out of the dome and play their games at LSU so they can let people in.
Really? Wow. That's an incredible move. What did you think about the explosion from the Titans the other day against Buffalo?
Well, they were ready to play. He had them practicing at a high school. Buffalo is in the midst of a tough part of their schedule. They're not that good defensively. That's obvious. Now they got to go back and play home and play Kansas City, who's going to be not too happy after losing last week. And Kansas City's going to be fresh. Buffalo now has a short week because they played on Tuesday. And they've got issues in their defense. And I think Buffalo's in a little bit of trouble right now.
Yeah, that's an unusual spot. Play Tuesday, then play on Monday. But in Tennessee, they played Tuesday, and they're going to play on Sunday. So that's really short. So
yeah, but that's the first game they played in 3 weeks.
True. True. Dallas Cowboys, we all saw the injury to Dak Prescott, devastating injury, and now they're a 2-point underdog at home to the Arizona Cardinals.
I like Dallas in the situation. I'll tell you why. I think the injury to Prescott could work in their favor because, their quarterback, they spent a lot of money to get a quarterback with experience to back him up. So they're prepared for this situation. And I think that they'll play a little more under control. No more of those quick drives and 500-yard passing games, although they got great receivers. But he's okay, and he'll play more under control, and Zeke is going to have more work to do. And so their defense won't be on the field the whole game. And he was 9 for 11 last week. And they've got, Zeke ran for 91 yards, and they've got Pollard. They're going to run the ball more against Arizona. And Arizona, while they had a good game last week, it was against an inferior opponent. Murray, Drake, and Edwards are okay. Fitzgerald is healthy again. But they don't have a very good defense. And they are missing Chandler Jones. So I think Dallas will be okay. I think they're better off, actually, in an odd way.
Well, sometimes they refocus and say, okay, we got to do things differently. Just like you said, they cut down on the 500-yard passing and balance out their offense a little bit. Arizona is not one of the top teams in the NFL. They're good. They're growing. They're getting better. But to be a favorite at Dallas is quite a jump, in my opinion.
Well, Dallas hasn't won. And, they won last week, barely. But, again, the Giants. So that's why the number is what it is. And people like this team from Arizona because they've got, Murray, who everybody's in love with. But the other thing with that, and their quarterback is hurt. But I mean, they've given up an average of 40 points a game in their last 4 games, the Dallas defense.
Yeah, defense has been terrible. Absolutely terrible.
And the tackles are hurt.
Vander Esch has been hurt. Is he coming? He should be coming back pretty soon. I'm not sure what his status is for this week yet. But that would help. One of the big games of the week, I think, is Aaron Rodgers against Tom Brady. You got the Packers against the Buccaneers.
Yeah. I'll tell you something about the Buccaneers. Their defense is not as good as they keep raving about this defensive coordinator. But I don't think they're all that good. Tampa Bay, they've got issues too. They lost V, one of their best defenders. They've got offensive line issues. They need Fournette. They lost to tight end Howard. They're not an elite team. They're okay, but Brady is okay one week and not good another week. On the other hand, Green Bay is perfect. They are an elite team right now. They are the only team in the NFL that ranks in the top 5 in rushing and passing. They've got running backs like Akers and Henderson and, the top guy, Jones. They've got Woods. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the Rams. They got Jones and Smith and Clark. Jones to run the ball, and when they get a lead, they're very tough to catch. If they break on top, Brady's in trouble. And by the way, they've got Clark and Smith who are going to be all over him. I don't think Tampa Bay's offensive line can protect him so well. Green Bay's defense is pretty decent, and their last 4 games, they're averaging over 30 points a game.
Yeah, Aaron
Rodgers is playing great.
He's having an unbelievable season. He definitely is on top of his game, and it should be a great game to watch. I'm looking.
Green Bay is fresh too.
Yeah, they are. Off the bye. Any other games on the card that you want to discuss, Hank?
Let's see.
How about the Bears and the Panthers? You got 2 teams with winning records.
The Bears are not playing bad. The defense played a great game last week, and against Tampa Bay. The Panthers, they're all about the quarterback, and I'm leaning toward the Bears a little bit. But that's a good game. That quarterback has been good. They found a running back who can play decently, but they missed their star offensive player. I think in another week.
Yeah, McCaffrey is a big loss, but I'll tell you, they've shocked this year. I mean, Bridgewater's played great, and
yep.
You can't take anything away from that. He's played really good.
Yeah, but the Bears' defense is good, and I'll tell you, for all they say about Foles, he hasn't been all that bad except for one game.
No, he looked decent. Of course, he's got a lot of experience. He's been around the league a number of times, and he can play. He's definitely a step up from Trubisky. We got the Bengals and the Colts. I mean, we got the rookie quarterback there against the old guy, Rivers, but Rivers is a lot of...
Rivers stinks. he threw 2 more interceptions last week. They can't protect him. He holds the ball too long, and that they're thinking of putting Brissett in. He's this close to getting benched.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's
yeah, you just heard it now.
Yes, I did. Well, Hank, if there's nothing else, I know you're busy. You got a lot to do today.
Dodgers came back last week and yesterday, and they got their ace going today. that series with Atlanta is going to be pretty good.
They should probably tie. Well, they're big favorite to tie up the series tonight. And I haven't seen the starting pitchers yet in the other game. They haven't designated who they are. So
yeah,
but I would suspect it's going to be Snell. I would think so.
Their pitching staff is certainly deep. I'll tell you, I like Atlanta in their series with the Dodgers. Dodgers bullpen is not all that stable. But I said that last week, so.
Yeah, you're right about
anyway,
that.
Listen.
All right, Hank, have a good week. Stay well.
Thank you.
I hope everything works out with the other thing we talked about, and we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, Jim. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Everybody, go to jimfeist.com, and we will have more winners. I got a big podcast coming up with Money Mike later, and we've got a lot of winners on board for the week. Thank you.